Welcome into Sports with Balls. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, however, whenever you're listening, I appreciate it. Welcome in. Should be a good day today. Lots and lots of stuff going on over the weekend. Some good, some bad, some indifferent. Lots of stuff to go over, though. We'll try to make it 30 minutes. Look, man, as you guys know, if you pay attention to the show, I like to blow through everything. Let's get this in. Let's get this out. Let's hit the hot topics. Let's talk about it. I am Jeff Michael, your host, as always. We have a special birthday today I want to get to. We got a new vendor, and those kind of tie into each other. So we'll talk about that here in a little bit. But today, March the 4th, hope your weekend was good. Spring break coming up. If you're parents like myself, spring break it could go either way here. It's either really good or quite stressful with the kids being home the entire week. But let's get into today, March 4th. Today's national holidays. Let's see, what do we got going on? International. Wow, there's a lot. Hug a GI Day. So, oh man, that better not start happening again, or we're going to have some issues here. If that does start happening again, guys, I will fix it. Get some new batteries in here. This stupid microphone, man. It's like batteries every 2 days. All right, so Hug a GI Day, National Sons Day. If you have a son, give him a hug and do something special for him. National Grammar Day, Brain Injury Awareness. Let's see, Fun Fact About Names Day. I guess go Google your name. What else we got? Global Day of the Engineer. Holy Experiment Day. No idea what that means. Guam Discovery Day. There's some weird ones in here I'm not even going to get into. Let's see. National Dance the Waltz Day. National Backcountry Ski Day. If your name is Ray. If your name's Quentin. If your name is... There was another one in here too. Forget Ray, Quentin. Oh, Ida. So Ray, Quentin, and Ida, it's your day. National Safety Day, National Snack Day, which we all love. In fact, I just had a great snack. In fact, that's my breakfast from now on. I'm doing toast with avocados. World Obesity Day and World Tennis Day. So there you go. That's your March the 4th national holidays. There's always a ton of these things. Some of them are weird. Some of them are good. Today's are kind of National Sons Day. That's pretty cool. Got a baseball game tomorrow. Well, practice tonight. Baseball game on Wednesday, not tomorrow, with my son. That'll be fun. Had volleyball, softball all weekend. Speaking of the weekend, let's get into some sports and what happened this past weekend in the sports world. Number one is by far Caitlin Clark. That girl is taking over sports. And I'm here for it. I am. The girl's absolutely phenomenal. I heard this morning on the Dan Patrick Show, I was listening to that, and it was a good quote saying, is Caitlin Clark, is it a movement or a moment? And I thought, wow, that's a really, really good question. You know, is this Caitlin Clark deal going to continue? Are we going to have another a women's college basketball player that's going to come in and dominate like this again? She just passed up Caitlin Clark over the weekend. For those of y'all that don't know, she passed up Pistol Pete Maravich for the all-time men's or women's Division I scoring leader. So she now holds that by herself. She is the all-time scoring leader in NCAA history. Now, debatable through a lot of people's eyes. Pistol Pete Maravich did it in 3 years. Caitlin Clark had 4. Pistol Pete shot 42 shots a game. Caitlin Clark had 22 shots a game. No three-point line, plus a three-point line. There's all sorts of different arguments here about who the greatest college basketball player of all time is. But I love what Caitlin Clark is doing. It's phenomenal. And that's why when I heard this question this morning, is it a moment or a movement? I was like, ooh, that's good. I don't know the answer to that yet. I don't know if there's another women's college hooper that's going to come through and just balls out like Caitlin Clark is doing. You know, we all tried to look for the next Steph Curry. Haven't found that yet. Damian Lillard was close. But Steph is in another realm when it comes to jacking up threes from nowhere. And you all try to look for that. Like, we're trying to find the next Caitlin Clark. And that's why I say moment or movement. It was a great quote this morning on the Dan Patrick Show. And also, on the flip side of that, the men's college hoops, they're looking for this. Men's college hoops has nothing like Caitlin Clark. Nothing at all. They've got some good teams. UConn, University of Houston, Purdue. They've got some sleeping teams that are fun to watch, but they don't have a dynamic player that's out there scoring 35 points a game, making unbelievable passes, breaking records, like nothing. Zero. I've been saying this for a couple of years that, men's college hoops, is as much as it's fun in March Madness, the regular season is what it is. Caitlin Clark for women's basketball is a hotter ticket than any NCAA men's team out there. Any of them. It's $400 minimum to get into one of these girls' games. It's unreal. And you have Nolan Ryan there. You've got hip-hop artists. You've got ex-WNBA players, ex-NBA players at her games. She is the ticket. Caitlin Clark is the ticket. That woman is selling out arenas. I love what she's doing. Love what she's doing, and I just don't know how sustainable it is. And now you hear that she's going to the NBA draft or the WNBA draft, which she'll be drafted obviously number 1 by Indiana. And you wonder if that will continue. Can she sell out arenas in the WNBA? Is she going to be that dynamic? Because right now, she's the ticket. She's it. She's everything in sports right now. And she was great last year. We saw her in the finals, obviously versus LSU. LSU won. And the knock on Caitlin Clark being that she didn't win a championship as of yet. Now they've got a good shot this year. Again, I think they're ranked 7th or 8th. But greatest college basketball player ever? I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and get in that debate with you or whoever about the greatest college basketball player ever. Pistol Pete Maravich or Caitlin Clark. Caitlin has 0 titles. And then you've got other girls with four national championships. Some with 3, some with 2. Cheryl Swoops. There's a bunch of different college women's basketball players. But right now, as of this moment, Caitlin Clark is just all over the map. And I couldn't be happier. I love it. Good timing. The NFL is kind of slow. And March Madness, again, if you go, who's got more press coverage right now? The women's college hoops or men's? 1,000% is women's college hoops. And in specific, it's Iowa and Caitlin Clark. It is phenomenal what she's doing. It's great to see somebody like that step up. And I wish they had it in the men's. They need it in every sport. It's like Tiger Woods in golf or Jack Nicklaus before him. You have to have that polarizing figure in your sport to stand out. Look at hockey. Wayne Gretzky was playing. Wow. Got eyes on. And I'm hoping that, this does translate to the WNBA just for their purposes and for eyes on the WNBA, because Caitlin Clark, absolutely phenomenal player. Let's see what happens here. Look, they start the Big Ten tournament coming up, and then, of course, they will have the actual NCAA women's tournament. Maybe she goes and gets a title. Then you're going to have that argument about the WNBA and whether or not she has, the NCAA, whether or not she's the best ever. But as of right now, in the record books, Caitlin Clark, the all-time Division I men's or women's scoring leader. Congratulations to her. Happened over the weekend. Awesome news. Also, some NBA news over the weekend. Everybody's favorite, LeBron James scores 40,000 points. Okay. And I laugh because I hate that I just don't. I guess I should appreciate it a little bit more, and I'm just not that excited about it. It's not that big of a deal to me that LeBron James has 40,000 points. He's played 20 years, 21. He says he's going to play 3 more years. He's going to be at a 24-year career. Like, okay, of course your stats are going to be blown out everywhere, right? I don't know. Would we have wanted Jordan to play all those seasons? Did he hang it up too early in some people's eyes? I don't know. I think what he's doing is amazing. It is. It's incredible to see what he's doing at this day and age. But also, sports medicine and therapy has come a long ways just in the past 10 years. You've got all sorts of different ways to recover real quick. There's the rest games. It's so debatable. It's barroom talk, right? It's all barroom talk, and who is the greatest player of all time. And there's so many issues. It's never going to stop, and there's not a solid moment where it's like, okay, that person wins. You're never going to win any one of those arguments. But LeBron James does get 40,000 points, first player ever. Sorry, guys, that's quite annoying. First player ever to reach that monumental statistic. I don't know if it'll be done again. We'll see. You got to play a long time. But like I said, sports medicine these days. And I think LeBron's trying to probably play a few more years and extend that to where it is unreachable. So over the weekend, Caitlin Clark becoming the all-time NCAA champion, scoring champion, and then you got LeBron scoring 40,000 points. Welcome in Austin Bauer to the show here on Facebook. By the way, happy birthday, Mr. Bauer. I was telling you guys before we started that there was a birthday today, and it is Austin Bauer's birthday, so happy birthday to him. And he's also the owner of sorry about that. Diamond Auto Spa. Go to www.diamondautospa.com. 346-319-5961. Specializing in paint protection, film, ceramic coatings, vinyl wraps. Detailing is just a small part of what Austin does over there. So welcome to the show, Austin Bauer and Diamond Auto Spa. 346-319-5961. Austin says, imagine if he played all the games. And, of course, we're referring to LeBron James. Yeah, I don't know. It's just for some reason he has the stigma that follows him around that he's just not as likable as Jordan. He's not as marketable either. And Jordan changed the game. And LeBron has just capitalized on all that, which is fine. The rules are different. That's an unwinnable argument. I have it with people constantly, all the time. I grew up in the Jordan era, so I love Jordan. And that argument is just absolutely unwinnable. And it's going to go on and on and on for a very long time. I hope that they get another superstar like Jordan or like LeBron that comes up. Right now, you've got a few guys in the NBA. Some are exiting, the Kevin Durant's, the Steph Curry's. All those guys are kind of exiting, and you've got an influx of a lot of new talent. Victor Wembanyama, the kid from OKC, SAG. There's a lot of young talent out there, and I hope somebody's as polarizing as, say, Steph Curry, as, say, LeBron or Michael, Kareem. They need a polarizing figure. I was just talking about this about the WNBA. I mean, the NCAA women's with Caitlin Clark. You have to have a polarizing figure. Look at the PGA Tour and then how it's fallen off, and you actually have people in Saudi opening up another tour because Tiger Woods got in a car accident. And even before that, got injured in his back. And you don't have that polarizing figure. The numbers just absolutely drop off. And you try to just push people to the forefront. And I don't know where it is. The PGA Tour needs one. They've got great players. They just don't have a good polarizing figure. I said earlier, the NCAA basketball, the men's side, they need a guy. There's nobody. You can't name 2 or 3 players on any team in the NCAA. And the NBA has almost the same issue. So we'll see. The NCAA women's bracket, they got one. Caitlin Clark, they've got it. She's the ticket right now in sports in general. She's got it all. We do have some breaking news in the NFL. Sorry, Houston Texans fans. Michael Evans has now signed a 2-year, $52 million deal back with the Buccaneers. Bucs fans, you got to be happy. Look, you got Baker Mayfield back, and you've got your number 1 wide receiver back. And a good team. I'm not saying great team. That's a good team. I don't know. They make the playoffs out in round 1. I don't know. Round 2, I don't know if they make a couple of more moves and try to get somebody. I don't know. But you got a decent quarterback, and Baker had a great year last year for his standards. And you got to back the Hall of Fame wide receiver, Mike Evans. You're guaranteed 1,000 yards out of Mike Evans. So that is a great, great signing for them. 2 years or 3 years, $52 million. $35 million guaranteed. He stays in Tampa. They got to be happy. What other NFL. Oh, did y'all see this NFL news where some rule changes? First of all, Mike Florio came out and said that the NFL is going to 18 games. I like that better than 17. I just look, more NFL games I'm fine for. Now you understand where the NFLPA is going to go with this. More games, more injuries. That's going to be a battle, but I'm all for 18 games. 100%. Make the season longer, more NFL games, bring it on. Then the other rule change is that they're going to do onside kicks now. If you're trailing in the fourth quarter, you've got to notify the other team. An interesting kickoff scenario has been proposed. Now, I don't know if they're going to do it, and I'll let you guys know, but it's actually floating out there, and it's gaining some ground on this onside kick stuff for the opposing team trailing the trailing team, not opposing team, but trailing team in the fourth quarter. That would be, I guess, more entertaining. I don't know. But whoever's running the NFL needs to run the NBA. I'll tell you that much, because the NBA tried to make the game more entertaining. They have failed miserably. The NFL, awesome. They're adding more games. They're adding more games, and the NBA is trying to subtract more games to make it more interesting. So go figure. So Mike Evans signs with the Bucks. So no more free agency for him. And the NFL looks to be going to 18 games. They've got some new kickoff rule changes that are going to come up. The draft, April 25th. This is going to be one of the most exciting drafts we have ever seen in the NFL. The quarterbacks, there's six starting quarterbacks coming out. That's insane. The wide receivers, we saw the Texas wide receiver run a 4.21 the other day, broke the combine record. You've got the linemen coming out that are absolutely phenomenal, running sub 540s, 6'6", 6'7", 300-pound guys flying. This draft is absolutely stacked. Absolutely. This is going to change some teams. This draft may change the NFL. It is phenomenal. It is absolute. Marvin Harrison Jr., generational talent. If he turns out to be what he's projected to be, and that every single thing says about him, the guy's going to be unreal. Absolutely unbelievable. J.J. McCarthy is showed up at the combine. You've got the Caleb Williams drama going on at the combine. The quarterbacks, Drake May, it's phenomenal. It's absolutely unbelievable. The free agent running back market, this is all going to start heating up in about 3 weeks. 3 weeks. Saquon Barkley wants to go to the Texans. Derrick Henry's out there. Tony Pollard's out there. I went over this last week with the running backs. There's some wide receivers that are out there. The NFL is going to be a lot of fun next year. This draft is absolutely what the NFL, they just keep restockpiling. Like, it's just, as soon as you think the talent's out of there, like Manning's gone, right? Brady's gone. All those, the guys that we grew up with. Now you got the Burrows and the Herberts and the Josh Allens in there. And now you've got an influx of 5 new quarterbacks that at least 2 of these guys are going to work out. At least 2 of them are going to come out and be probably pretty decent. Man, you got CJ Stroud, who had an incredible rookie year last year. This draft's going to be a lot of fun. And of course, Sports with Balls will cover it. First round live coverage like we do every year. It's going to be a blast. We'll have that up at Christian's Tailgate on April 25th. And speaking of, go to christianstailgate.com. The place was packed, all 5 locations yesterday for the University of Houston game. Of course, University of Houston is ranked number 1, so they have $1 White Claws and neutrals during, go up there right now and grab them. Whatever University of Houston is ranked, that's what the price is. So if you go up there on a Tuesday, which is tomorrow, tacos are $2. It's $2 Tuesdays and $1 White Claws. That's a hell of a deal. Go to christianstailgate.com. Find one near you. Also, go to modern-homeimprovement.com. Josh Smith, 281-949-8925. Give him a shout. He does all of my work at my house and a bunch of my neighbors and friends. Guys, absolutely phenomenal. Modern-homeimprovement.com, 281-949-8925. And I just mentioned him, and I'll throw it out there again. Diamond Auto Spa, 346-319-5961, diamondautospa.com. Let me see. I'm trying to find his other logo on there. Those of y'all that are watching live, because we did change. Oh, look, that's Money Management. Man, where is the other logo? I'll find it. It's got his face. Go visit him on Facebook as well. Facebook, Instagram. Just type in Diamond Auto Spa. All right, what else we got to go over today? Today in sports history, we'll get that. We'll get that in a little bit. Oh, man, I do have a bit of sad news, man. Really sad news that came out yesterday. One of the greats, Chris Mortensen from SportsCenter back in the day. Longtime ESPN. I'll just read what I have written. A bit of sad news today. Longtime ESPN reporter Chris Mortensen, who debuted for the worldwide leader of sports in 1991, has passed away at the age of 72. Mort was widely respected as an industry pioneer and universally beloved as a supportive, hardworking teammate. He covered the NFL with extraordinary skill and passion and was at the top of his field for decades. He will truly be missed by colleagues and fans, and our hearts and thoughts are with his loved ones. Man, we have lost a lot of great sports anchors, man. A lot of great sports anchors. These were the guys that turned the NFL into a 24/7 business. Like, these guys were phenomenal. Chris Mortensen, man, unbelievable guy. Again, thoughts and prayers out to his family. All right, let's get over to some more stuff. Let's see. I mentioned that Evans and the Bucks had a two-year, $52 million deal. The Philadelphia Phillies have signed Zach Wheeler to a 3-year, $126 million extension. Wow. So he will not become a free agent in the fall. Whew. Phillies are all in. He's in the neighborhood of the richest pitchers. Max Scherzer's up there. Justin Verlander's up there. Man. He's entering the final season of his 5-year, $118 million contract. So they up him 3 more years, $126 million. Teach your kids how to throw a baseball, boys and girls. My goodness. Wow. That is a lot of money. And I think, how many times do these contracts work out? Like, percentage-wise, 25%? These huge, huge contracts. Maybe 25% of them work out. I guess when they do, it's worth it. God, these guys get paid a ton of money. Ton of money. EA Sports is paying kids $10,000 to opt in to the college game day, or the college football 2025 edition of EA Sports. Because of now the NIL deals, you have to pay. So if you opt into the game, you get paid $10,000. So good job on them. What else we got to go over? Look, I'm not going to sit here and get into a bunch of combine stuff. I'm not going to get into preseason baseball stuff and scores. And none of that stuff means squat to me, man. It really doesn't. Your hand size and what quarterback has a small hands and stuff like that. We're not going to break it down like that. I'm not getting that deep into it. I will tell you what happened today in sports history, because it does fall into what I just said about Zach Wheeler. Zach Wheeler's deal, what was that? 3 years, $126 million. Well, check this out. Today in sports history, in 1927, Babe Ruth became the highest paid player in Major League Baseball history when he signed a 3-year, $70,000 deal. Zach Wheeler, at 100 years from Babe, 97 years from when Babe Ruth got $70,000 a year, Zach Wheeler just signs 3 years, $126 million. Wow. Chicago Blackhawks goaltender in 1941, Sam Lopresti faces an NHL record 83 shots. They lost to the Bruins in Boston. Wake Forest beats Duke in 1961. The 8th ACC men's basketball tournament. There's some ice dancing championship stuff, but we're not going to get into that. What else? So Joe Frazier takes his record to 20-0 and captures a vacant world heavyweight boxing title and stops Buster Mathis in the 11th round TKO Madison Square Garden in 1968. You know that place was absolutely on fire. In 1968, Joe Frazier and Buster Mathis. Man, give me a time machine. 1970, Jacksonville's first college basketball team to average 100 plus points per game. What else we got? Sports histories, Baseball Hall of Fame. Pee Wee Reese and Rick Farrell elected to Baseball Hall of Fame this day in 1984. And that's going to do it. 1993, Jordan won an SB, Monica Seles. Oh, in 1995, this is the last one. George Foreman loses the WBA boxing title for refusing to fight Tony Tucker. We all know he eventually got the oldest heavyweight champion ever. I don't remember exactly what year that was, but in 1995 also, the replacement Yankees beat the New York Mets 2-1. Now, y'all remember why it says replacement Yankees? That was the strike year. What a weird time in baseball. Absolutely weird time in baseball. All right, guys, I want to thank a couple people. Like I said, Diamond Auto Spa. Go visit them. Get your car detailed. 346-319-5961. Go to diamondautospa.com or visit them on Facebook and or Instagram, social media, whatever. Chris'sTailgate.com. Go to Chris's Tailgate. $1 White Claws, $2 tacos, award-winning hamburgers. Go find one near you. Chris'sTailgate.com. And last but not least, Josh Smith, modern-homeimprovement.com, 281-949-8925. Happy birthday, Austin Bauer, good friend of ours, a good friend of the show. Y'all have an incredible Monday afternoon. We'll do it again tomorrow. I'm Jeff Michael. This is Sports.